Spark the brain, 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 spark the brain. We here. Spark the brain, spark the brain, spark the brain. It's the third round RPB. I don't know if they ready for this one, man. You gotta switch it up on them a little bit. You know what I'm talking about? Have a seat at the master's table. We ain't asked for no seat. We went and built up our own. You see, it's rather stable. You got 2 eyes, 2 ears, you know the rest. Look, listen, and observe, but also respect. In God we trust. It's obvious. The money ain't the root of all evil, but lack thereof. That's why they deprive you of resources. Why they focus on streams of income, at least 3 sources. We certified, we solidified. And they say they created hip-hop, but all that shit is lies. Cause every element came before the development of what we calling hip-hop now. It's all relevant to all the topics we gon' touch on. Spoiler alert, as we play this album, ain't no club songs. Boy, that hurt, but this ain't no conscious album. It's just that real shit, that Black God Mantra album. I hope y'all feel this. Spark the brain, 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 spark the brain. Spark the brain, spark the brain, spark the brain. Spark the brain, spark the brain, spark the brain. Spark the brain, spark the brain, spark the brain. Spark the brain, spark the brain, spark the brain. Spark the brain, spark the brain, spark the brain. My mind is spark the brain, spark the brain.
The masters, the masters, the masters, the masters.
Peace, God.
Hey, Dad. He's so good.
Hey, man, I got you a new book.
A new book?
Check it out. Check it out. Let me know how you like it. I'll be back. Man, this Bitcoin, this Ethereum ain't doing nothing for me right now, man. Gotta find some new investments.
Peace, Dad. What you doing?
Peace, God. Good.
I think this book is kind of inappropriate.
Inappropriate? Well, what's up with it?
It's inappropriate because look at these.
LGBT. Oh, man, I'm sorry about that, God.
I accept your apology.
Man, it's a shame, man. You can't even find no decent books for you nowadays without having to have these difficult conversations.
I have an idea.
What's
Maybe
that?
we should make a series of our own book.
A book series? That is a good idea.
7 volumes.
7, I get it. 7 volumes. What should we call it?
7 the Super Hey-Roo.
7 the Perfect. 7 the Super Hey-Roo.
And then maybe we could even make some bundles of it once we get to volume 3.
Oh, see, now you're thinking like a businessman. I like that idea, man. A foundational Black American children series.
Perfect.
Visit www.godcastbooks.com and pre-order your book today.
Peace. This is the Black Dot, father, author, writer, poet, MC, one half of the dynamic duo, the #1 father and son podcast, Urban X TV. I am super excited about the new release, The Master's Table, by Sincere Love the God and RP Beats. This album is going to be crazy. It's the follow-up to The Spear and The Shield. Already know what time it is. It's got some dope pieces on it. You're going to love it. Also on the album is yours truly, The Black Dot. So you want to go to The Masters RSVP and secure your copy now. They got a bundle package. You get a backdrop, you get a poster, you get the digital download, you get the physical copy, you get a hoodie. The whole process is really crazy. So RSVP to Masters RSVP, and you can get that dope album, My Sincere Love to God and RP Beats, The Master's Table. You will never be disappointed at how dope this project is going to be. Peace.
Masters,
Master Elements.
dynamic system for the ultimate purpose of white genetic survival on the planet. White supremacy.
You are in an evil system, a system that is designed deliberately to produce evil thoughts, to produce animosity, to produce violence.
Introduction to African civilizations and man-garden civilization.
Master element. Master element.
We dedicate lives to the study of history.
They didn't tell us that if you give up the man, you're going to take one of these things and it's worse and it will destroy your nation.
The right way is clearly distinct from error.
Racism is a competitive relationship between groups of people who are competing for the ownership and control of resources, wealth, and power.
Master element.
Self or suffer the consequences. The wisdom of Elijah's inside of the conscientious. So I move.
And we are here. Welcome.
Yes, we are.
All right. Peace. What's going on, nicey girl? How you doing?
I'm good. It's cold.
It's cold in LA, man. I've been hearing about the janky weather y'all got out there.
Man. I mean, it's to the point like, because my room is upstairs. The wind is so strong right now. My windows are shaking. Like it literally feels like they're going to fly off. It's super windy. It's super cold. It's been in the 30s. It's been snowing in certain areas. Raining. I'm getting the rain, not the snow. We got hail today, but not the snow.
Crazy though. It's been like a week, right?
A week, yeah.
That's crazy because spring definitely came early out here. I had to get my my nasal spray, my Flonase and stuff together. They got the pollen already covering the cars and stuff. It's been like mid-high 70s, you know.
I wish.
Yeah, real nice out here. But welcome everybody. Welcome to another episode of Sincere Love the Godcast. This is the Black Business Showcase. I am the God Sincere Love, and I am here with my lovely co-host, Nicey girl. We in the digital building. We got another great show coming up for y'all. I feel like we haven't done a Black Business Showcase in a minute though. Like we've been on a little hiatus.
That's what was coming out my mouth. That's what's coming out my mouth. I'm like, it feels like forever since we did the Black Business Showcase.
Yeah, man. For real, for real. Peace and blessings to everybody coming into the room, coming into the chat. I am DJ Ark, Mama Love in the building, Nikki the God. Mama. Peace to you all. Nikki. DJ Ark. I think that might be our guest husband right there. I think that's what that is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, welcome. So. Welcome.
Yep. Make sure everybody as y'all coming in, make sure y'all hit the like, make sure y'all hit the share button. Let everybody know that we are live right now for another great episode of the Black Business Showcase. Tell your friends and family they need to pull up. Also, make sure if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, you might be watching us on Facebook or Twitter. Right now, you can head on over to the YouTube channel. Just type in Sincere Love to God. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so you can be reminded whenever we go live with new episodes of Sincere Love to God. We do the Black Business Showcase every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time, where we bring on business owners and entrepreneurs and just chop up some good game about business, get all up in their black business, learn a little something about them. And on Sundays, we have our weekly broadcast where we cover current events and talk about issues that we feel are important to Black society and that's on Sundays at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. Pacific Time. It's snowing and cold in New York. Yeah, I know.
Right. Oh my
Shout out to
God.
my family back home in New York. Y'all stay warm out there and safe on the streets. But yeah, other than that, you guys know we got the Pick Me Godcast also, and that's bi-weekly on Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's not this week, it's next week, right?
It's actually next week. Next week we will be back same time, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. Flyer is already out, so make sure that you're following both myself and Sincere Love the God, so you can see who our special guest is next week. Super excited.
Yeah, that's gonna be a dope one. I'm looking forward
Yes.
to that one too. But yeah, also reminder, tomorrow we are going to be doing the virtual listening party for the Masters Table. Those of y'all who haven't checked out the Masters Table yet, you can go to www.themastersrsvp.com and you can place your order for the digital download as well as the merch and the physical copies that are coming soon and all of that good stuff as well. But also, it's available now on all streaming platforms if you want to check it out that way. You can just go to your favorite Spotify, Apple Music, whatever it is, and you can check out the album that way. But you definitely want to check out the new album by me and my brother DJ RP Beats, The Masters Table. But we're going to be here tomorrow around 8:30, and we're expecting a lot of people to pull up and vibe out with us, and we're going to play the album and talk about the whole process behind it and everything like that. It's going to be a celebration, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So
it's going to be a party.
You want to check us out for that one. All right. And so for tonight's show, we're getting ready to get started with this one. This one is going to be lovely. I got my homegirl coming through from the Modern Hue Skin. My homegirl Vanessa is in the building. Welcome to the Godcast, beloved.
Hello.
Thank you. You guys look great, and I am so appreciative to be here. What a beautiful setup you guys got going on. I love it.
Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you tapping in with this small channel that's growing. You didn't have to, but we appreciate you.
Absolutely. I love it.
Yeah, you've been on my radar for a minute anyway. You know what I'm saying? So great to finally have you here with us. For those of y'all that don't know, this is my homegirl, my friend in real life. She's out here around my way down here in the Georgia area, enjoying this good weather. Sorry for the rest of y'all throughout the country.
Braggers.
But yeah, man. I've been looking forward to this one for a minute, man. We did our thing at the barbershop a while back. We had the little pop-up experience for your business and everything like that. You've been supporting me, you know what I'm saying, whether it's through the music or through the social media and everything like that. So it's been even with the barbering, you know what I'm saying? I cut your hair a few times.
Oh, yeah, right? You did.
Yeah.
You have to get the back.
So what we like to do is we like to get into the origin story of our guests so we can learn a little bit about you, how you got into business and things of that nature. So take us back and bring us up to speed.
Man, I mean, I'm going to tell my age because it spans back a long time ago. I always joke about this one story. Me and my good friend from New York, Jody, shout out to her. In college, I remember like junior year saying to her, we were just in our bedroom chilling. I said, I'm going to own a business, right? I think she was pursuing law. I was thinking business. And sure enough, I ended up doing so. But at that time, I didn't know what I wanted. So when I came out of college, I got into what I think I do best, which is just share and teach. So I was teaching kids, kindergarten, first grade and whatnot. And, it just didn't stick for whatever reason. And I said, why don't I go into wellness? At that time, life was stressful. It was hectic. You know how it is. You get out of school, early 20s, you're trying to figure it out. You don't want anybody's help, but you still need help. And so I said, let me go back to school for aesthetics because I grew up struggling with my skin. So it was like a personal war. You know what I mean? Like I wanted a personal victory because if I could fix my skin, why would I not be able to help, if not fix anybody else who had acne or spots or dry skin and eczema? So that was my pursuit. I studied in Latham, New York, Aesthetic Science Institute. And I tip my hats to them in comparison to the students that may be coming out now. And that's no knock, but it was just a really good, strong education. I studied down in New York, Dermal Institute down there, a couple more, continued ed courses. And I've never left the field since. Nothing else has really captured my mind like skincare has. And it's a perfect business because who doesn't have skin? Right. So it's a win-win-win, and it just keeps on winning. Right. Yeah. So it's just a personal passion. And I've turned it into something that has just, created a good life.
Nice. And I could imagine you as a school teacher though, especially like with young kids and stuff. I could see you doing that though.
Absolutely. I remember a little kid asked me, "Why is your elbow so dark?" You know what I mean? So even then, skincare was on the mind. Little child wanting to know why my elbow was so dark. So yeah, I like kids. I do.
Yeah. So how long were you in teaching?
Probably a couple of years.
Just a couple of years.
Yeah, a couple of years, and then right after that, right into aesthetics. So I graduated maybe 2005, and by 2008, I said, no, I have to do it myself. I've learned enough. I've come across enough, let's say, BS in the industry, and I just wanted to go out on my own. So it started a long time ago. That was gonna be my question. So yeah, what was the decision for the entrepreneurial route versus just getting a job somewhere at one of some spa somewhere? You know what, Sincere, it's that classic story. It's that classic story of you're in corporate America. I was managing a Fortune 500 company. I think it was. I won't say any names because the company's not around anymore. But it was lasers, so hair removal, and back then they had just started doing VeloShape. You see how women like to get the body contouring and all that. Mm-hmm. Back in 2008, it was VeloShape that was hot. Anyway, so management was just really sticky. I felt uncomfortable, treated a little different. I remember one time she asked me to drive around with her and get her car washed. That's not a part of the job description. You know what I mean? So it was just poor management. And I said, you know what? No way. I can do better than this. I know so much. And I wanted to apply and create something that really affected people. And it wasn't very cookie cutter. When you go into a setting like a spa, if you're not careful, you'll come out that day probably getting what everybody got that day, with no customization or no sincere care. There you go. Yeah, you need that component. And I didn't want that to be missing. So I wanted to add that back to whoever I could touch. So you found something that actually ties into your purpose. And you know what I'm saying? You're able to help people. And you know what I'm saying, make a living for yourself. That's always like the keys. Those are the ingredients right there to happiness. I agree. Right. I agree. Because you wake up, because mind you, business is not easy. But when you have those ingredients, you wake up and you're ready to go. It doesn't matter what the problem's going to be that day. Right. Yeah. Right. I'm let Nicey jump in here because I'm about to hog the mic.
Mike Hogg. I did want to ask though, because obviously you're in the wellness business, but to me the wellness business, esthetician business, etc., all that also is a part to me of the beauty industry, which we know is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Would you say they are kind of a married situation as well? Yeah, more now than before. Even now, I think people, they're quick to separate it. But for me, my business is totally interconnected. My little moniker is wellness, health, and then beauty, because we can all, from time to time, we can see attractive people, but let's say we get to know that attractive person, or we look into their medical record, we would say, not so gorgeous, So my idea is, if you are well, and to me, wellness is an overall balance. And if you're healthy, meaning like statistics and numbers and the scale and your blood work, the stats, if they're looking good, it's not that hard to be beautiful, because you give off a glow. You're thinking clearly. You can offer a lot more. So to answer your question, yeah, to me, it's the same. But I don't know if that's
what everybody else thinks. I think sometimes people want to separate.
Yeah, you're the one that made me think it was the same. You know what I'm saying? Like when we did the pop-up, you know, I was just expecting like, you know, exterior stuff for your skin, you know, creams and whatever, you know, but you had a lot of stuff that was internal, you know what I mean? So you working with people from the inside out. So expound more on how those things go together and why it's important.
You have to, you guys. Let me tell you, and it ties back into the original story, your first question, which is how the heck am I going to get rid of acne? Where does it come from? Why is it? Why does it strike when you're a teenager? Why is it still happening when you're 35? Like who and why and what? And lotions and potions are great. They are, because they're helpful. They're the tools. They're like, you know, the channel in which you can approach skin more accurately to some degree if you have an issue, if you can figure it out. But at 15, my first breakout was my sideburns. I can remember the day I was like sitting elementary school looking out the window and I just touched and I had a whole bunch of texture at that time. Who cares? You're in 5th grade. I have a daughter, she's 9, she doesn't care, right? But by the time you get to high school and you get this huge pimple that comes back like every 2 months, you know, whether you're on your cycle, I played a lot of sports, so I was always sweaty, whatever the reasons are. My forehead in college was like texture. Remember, we call these things zits and pizza face back in the day. Like it was bad. It wasn't until probably my 30s that I was like, okay, this sugar is getting me. I need to stop drinking Sprite. Okay. I mean, I love ginger ale, but hey, I know it helps with digestion, but if we check the sugar, right? And gluten, and you know, it's almost as if you can't eat anything now.
Right.
Everything, there's a problem. But when I started keying in on food, again, to answer your question, things shifted. Totally shifted for me. So when I showed up at, you know, that pop-up, and I was just so glad that you extended the olive leaf, because a lot of people don't see it. And when I had the smoothies, I was just trying to get people to think and connect that you can look good, but at least drink something that's good. It fits, it works, you know? So yeah, that was really cool of you to do that. There was a couple people that were not interested. They're like, no, I want a pork chop. You know what I mean? Like, literally said at the barbershop, no, I'd rather a pork chop than a smoothie. But a handful of people tasted and enjoyed it and bought a couple of things. So slowly but surely. And if we don't make that connection, we're just going to stay stagnant.
Right.
As human beings or as a culture, we're just going to stay stagnant. Constantly having the same issue over and over again and asking why.
A dog chasing his tail.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't correlate that because my daughter suffered with acne, mainly like in this area and like on her chin area.
Yeah.
And we were just like, no dairy. You know, you would read stuff. Doctors were giving her a lot of topical stuff and then these pills. I forget the name of them. It'll come to me. But they just weren't working. And so she stopped, you know, doing the dairy and drinking more water and letting us, you know, the sugar go a little bit, not too much.
Right.
Letting soda go. Letting soda go, right? But she wasn't seeing a difference in her skin. And she's going to be 28 in May. She's just starting to see it get a little better. She doesn't know what she's doing. She's just like, I'm not doing makeup. I'm not drinking soda. You know, I don't do dairy, but it's still, she can have a breakout at any time. So this diet thing, I want to expound on that if we can.
Yeah.
A little more, because this will definitely be helpful for her.
It's a cumulative concern. And that's why I think even in the dermatologist realm, medical realm, they're just trying something. I mean, I think we all are in a general sense, right? You got to try something. But, you know, we have to also factor in stress, which affects hormone, right? Hormone dictates what you're going to take out the fridge, right? If you're happy, if you're sad, if you're depressed, if you're lonely. And I think 20s is, again, a tricky time. Like you are really trying to get yourself together. And there's a lot of stressors for men as well, but especially for women, right? Because we have so many different hormones that balance themselves. And when you say your daughter can break out any time, then, you know, understanding her cycle as well as a female. So The cleaner she eats, the better. The less stress, the better. And you have to, in her case, put effort into relaxing. Check that out. That shouldn't be hard for us, should it? But in today's world, society, or whether it's just North America, you have to actually figure out when and how much you need to pay to relax. That's wild. Shouldn't be that way.
Right.
Yeah.
So I want to give a shout out to your supporters. Your supporters are pulling up strong, showing you a lot of love in the chat.
I can't see you, but thank you.
I think on the side of your screen it should say comments or something. If you click one of those buttons,
I see like and chat. I told you already, I'm not gonna fiddle with this phone. I'm not a tech.
All right, yeah, don't mess with it. Don't mess with it. But look, you got some testimonies here. Thank you for your business focus. For this business focus, Vanessa does wonders for skincare. She's always giving on point counsel.
Wellness, health, and beauty. Yes.
Everybody's bigging you up, proud of you, and all of that. Nice. Go Vanessa. Powerful information. All right, all of that good stuff. So yeah, shout out to you guys. You guys make yourself at home. Welcome. This is Sincere Love the GodCast. We do this every Wednesday with different business owners and entrepreneurs. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Also,
definitely do. Yes.
And yeah, my daughter too, man. She has like mostly like around her shoulders and like upper chest area. She gets it from her mom. You know what I'm saying? Her mom's the same way, like skin blotches and stuff like that. But it sounds like what you're talking about is like just an overall lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? It's not just about just getting the right products or even just diet alone, but just the overall lifestyle is going to contribute to.
Yeah, you have to assess. You have to assess yourself. So those years compared to these years, I'm a totally different person in general. Like how I cope with anytime something sets me off or upsets me. But when you're talking about things that can move, like acne or like eczema, it can be almost anywhere. Yeah, that means that there's a whole bunch of stuff that has to change about you, not just your cleanser.
Right.
Yeah.
And so back to your business. I know you were for a while doing things from your home, right?
Yeah, I started off mobile when I came down to Georgia, like 2015. Well, no, first, let's be honest. I had to test where people's minds were here. I didn't really know where to go or what to do because I didn't know what the market wanted down here. I had a good idea in New York. My first business there did very, very well. I came down here, and again, just a different mindset.
Wait, talk about New York first. We'll walk.
Yeah, New York. I opened up. I had I think maybe $3,000. Again, I was working for that laser company, and I stashed and squirreled away about $3,000. And I said, I'm going to do it, even if it means I have 2 cleansers to sell. I'm going to do it. And I went downtown Albany, near like the state buildings. Shout out to Doug Townsend, old Italian guy. I walked in, and I had my scrubs on. I looked like I was a surgeon, really, because I was like coming to get this place, right? Somebody has to have a room for me. I need a room. And he's like, yeah, I got something on the 3rd floor. Gorgeous space. His books were full. So I basically just plucked from his apple tree, and the business just grew. The business was called Elegant Aesthetics at that time. But hey, life happens. My first pregnancy, I was high risk. So I was put on bed rest for like 5 months. That's crazy. That'll mess your mind up. Right. Again, from a female standpoint, because you're like, man, I'm about to get at it. And you still want to have a family. You still want to, but it doesn't always go the way you plan. So that I had to unplug everything. The doctor said, don't even go back to, you can't go back to work. Tell somebody else to unplug the machines. You're not going back. You need to go lay down because the baby's going to fall out. That was how it really started. Now it starts to take how important it is to be healthy. I can look pretty and put on a lash all I want, but look at me in this bed, right?
Yeah.
I felt great. Again, another mind play, because how do you feel great but not be good? So that was really the start of my business journey. So from 2008, I said $3,000, I'm going to make it happen. Did all types of different jobs to make it work, through the practice. By 11, business unplugged. All right, that's cool, that's fine. I had her, I'm ready to get back at it again. Yes, back to it. Doug Townsend down in Albany. He was like, "Yep, room is still here." He didn't change a thing. Price was the same. Everything was the same. Got back at it again. Don't you know what happened? What happened? You guys take a guess. What happened?
You got pregnant again.
Got pregnant again. That's fine. It's a blessing. You got to take the blessings whichever way, right?
Right.
This time, I'm still feeling good. I learned the lesson from last time, so I'm not going to do nothing crazy. Because remember, I'm on the 3rd floor of this gorgeous building. I'm growing this baby. And one fine day, I get into a car crash. Wasn't my fault. I have to put that in.
God.
10 weeks pregnant, and now this hip is hurting. I have sciatica shooting down. I'm limping like I need a cane. Business had to get unplugged again. So that was New York. That was New York. And so I came down here and I said, yeah, I just need a fresh start. Maybe it's the environment. Maybe it's the snow. Maybe it's, I'm leaving, right? Mm-hmm. And again, when I came down here, I kind of took the temperature. It seemed down here in comparison to New York, people just wanted to look. They need the lashes. They gotta have it sucked up. And I'm like, but wait, where's your vitamins? Atlanta. Right? So, again, trying to get people to see both sides of the fence down here. And again,
vitamins.
See, thank you.
I'll take vitamins every day.
Those have good reviews. Yeah, but that was the start of the business, really. And so down here, I'm just back at it again, growing it.
Okay.
Now, do you feel like that move from New York to Atlanta made the business better, or made your hunger for your business in the industry? The drive.
Oh yeah, it stretches you. It stretches you because you have to speak to the hearts and the mind of people differently. You have to kind of like with a vitamin, you have to slip it in with the, with a little bit of whatever they love, whatever they love. But yeah, I love it down here. I think there's more, people are more active. That's for sure. That's how I met Sincere. It's just a beautiful day. I'm going to walk in and say hi, because that's my nature. In New York, we're ripping, we're running. It's cold. I got my scarf on. What do you need? Right.
Right. True.
Do you think that since the pandemic, especially when people were locked up, in the house, couldn't really, y'all in Georgia. So it was a little bit different for you guys.
A little bit different, but we still had it.
Do you think, though, that people are more, it's Black people, Black men and women are more wellness and health conscious since the pandemic? I feel like I have been personally.
Yeah, because I think people learned the hard way. Mm-hmm. And I think, remind me of that question. I want to get back to it, but I can't let this go. I remember when, the governor or the powers that be were shutting stuff down. And then I remember when they were starting to open things back up. And the first line of people, remember when the essentials, people who are the essentials, that's the medical. But then the next group was, where are the barbers? Because executives need their hair done. They need to get clipped up for the virtual appointments because we're shifting to a more of a digital platform, but you still got to look all right. So it was the barbers that were the next ones. Please get back, open the spas, we need our nails done. People's roots were growing out, right? Some people's husbands have never seen their wives with their natural hair. We have to understand that people live a life of aesthetics, right? I've never been without my nails. Women were like, this is crazy. I don't even know how to do my own manicure, right? So to answer your question, yes, people had to get far more self-reliant. And then they realized, oh, snap, I really don't have myself together. I really don't, right? So yeah, it was a scary time, but I think, again, at least for me, that's when I really started to jump into my health back. Because I got the kids, I got my husband, I don't want anybody sick, including me.
Right. And so talk about the home business. Like, how was that at first, doing things from home, bringing
challenging. It was hard to scale. If you want honesty, it's hard to scale because remember the climate is still pandemic-ish. So we can't really get around that. Even now, still, because of the trauma of that, I think perhaps you two and myself might be a little bit more ambitious, but I think the average person is still very reserved about getting close and, giving a hug. Even me, sometimes you might think like, wait, I saw her sneeze. Let me back up. Yeah, I was checking out today and somebody coughed and I said, let me go check a product and come back when the air moves. You know what I mean? So doing it from home, I was very selective, and doing it from home, it was really just my fan base or my loyal clientele that came through that kept it active. And I knew eventually I would, find a storefront again. I did have a location in Swanee. So from mobile to executive suite in Swanee, and then the pandemic hit. And then, a couple of years at home with my loyal clients. And then now I found a beautiful place in Snellville.
Right. And we're going to get you to show us that in a minute. Give us a little tour in a minute. But I want to talk about your social media because your content is dope. You know what I'm saying? You make incredible content and you got like 1,000 pages. I don't even know how you do it all. You got some assistants.
I'm tired. You guys are up late tonight. Yes, I'm tired.
But yeah, talk about, the value of social media and just like, your thought process behind putting out all that content.
Well, thank you for the compliment. Because, some days, if not most days, I'm like, my phone is dead, y'all. I have like 3,000 pictures and videos that have not gone posted. I have not posted them. I have not, because, you just question your own content. So I appreciate that for real. Yeah, I have about 3 different pages. I love to garden because it's like, again, the pandemic shut stuff down. What if you can't get a piece of peppermint? Well, I want my own. Okay. So I'm gonna grow my own. And so I'm into that. I post about that. And then I have the Modern Hue, modernhue.skin.atl. And then my personal page. So you share more of a family life. It's a lot to manage, but I think my approach to social media is very organic. Let's say I had 15,000 followers, but only like 3 people comment, right? Mm-hmm. So those ratios are so skewed to me when we see the rich and the famous and the fabulous. You have 1 million, but you only have like, 200 comments, but you have 1 million. That's fishy to me. I would rather have 2,000, 1,600 people, and I not necessarily know all of them, but I could literally text them and ask them something, you know, like, who's your mechanic? Right? Because I saw you post about your car. I treat social media like a connective space. So when people comment, I try to comment back. If I'm interested in something, you reach out, and that's so beautiful. I didn't grow up like that, right? So the internet is a powerful source if you use it right.
Yep. But yeah, you're right about those conversion rates. You know what I mean? It'd be looking good, but that conversion rate be janky.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, it keeps on changing though. The algorithms and things that people are interested in and attention span. So it's hard to keep your finger on the pulse because by the end of the month, the algorithm picked up on what somebody else likes. Right. And are you on TikTok? No, but this is like the 5th time it's come up, and so I'm just late. I'm gonna arrive there very late. They kicked me off, but I got to get back. Why? You know how my content is. All right, we won't dig. You know how my content is. They got a lot of rules on TikTok. TikTok is fun and it's easy to grow over there. Like you could go viral on accident on TikTok. Oh, it's not like Instagram where it's hard to get that engagement, but they have a lot of rules. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was more lenient over there. Well, as far as rules, that's what I thought. Yeah, I thought they were more lenient over there. They play all day over there, is what I thought. Yeah, I did. Nah, you got to be careful. They got a lot of rules and restrictions. They'll mute your video, take your video down, and they give you like a couple of times before they take away your page. And so I was posting the same stuff that I put on Instagram, like literally just taking my videos off of Instagram and putting it over there, and it started growing quick. I was like, oh, I started liking it, and then it was like, you know what? You too black for TikTok. Right. Get out of here. Yeah, get your ass over here. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's a younger demographic, So I guess like even my children want to get on it. I'm very like, I don't, I gotta watch you, and I don't have the time to watch you right now, so you can't even have it. So the information on there is so vast. And matter of fact, TikTok is one of the platforms that I battle here in treatment because people come here on can I put these cucumbers and which is actually cucumbers are good, but they'll come here with all these trends. And I'm like, no, don't do that. Oh, wow. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. And so, so now you got the new place
I seen it online. It looks beautiful and everything. You're there now, right?
Yeah.
So tell us about your place, and then you could give us a nice.
Yeah, well, I shifted it around, so not too much judgment out there on the World Wide Webs, because I had to shift it so we can do a little interview here. But
I'm gonna spotlight you.
All right, I'm not gonna change nothing. You're just gonna have to see it from behind me. So this is my space. We light candles. We make sure the steam is going, and we truly do relax. We really, really. You come out. Listen, after a facial with me, you're either ready to like conquer the world because you have so much energy, or you really want to relax. Like, leave me alone. I'm gonna go read this book that I said I was gonna read all month. What's really cool about the space, what really caught my eye, I was driving one day and it had this big banner, like wellness space. I said, let me pull in and see who's in there. It's like a funplex, really. I have a chiropractor that's here. Well, not me. There's a chiropractor that's here. There's a masseuse and a stretch cover that's here. So John and Jalen and Denise. This is our lobby space. Here, I'll take you guys outside real quick so you know what the building looks like. You can pop up. It's the blue building with the orange door. We're open.
Okay.
There's a sign. Beautiful space. Letitia Turner and Tyrone Turner have decided to dive into, putting a whole one-stop shop together. So they transformed a building into a space where if you come in, if you're wise, you'll walk out straight and aligned, right? Your spine will be aligned with working with John. Your body will be stretched, your muscles will be soothed. And then, like myself, I'm always battling a little bit of bulge, especially on the abs. Hit the gym, there's HIIT programs. Letitia is a fitness trainer. The owner of the building also does the gym work here. So I'm sweating many a days trying to get right for spring. But yeah, the place is really cool. Man. It's like a home. You know what I mean? You're at home when you're here. That's it.
I didn't know it was like that, man. So
yeah,
are you guys,
I told you come on over. Remember, you gotta get here. You gotta get.
I know. I gotta get over there. I definitely gotta get over there.
I want a facial.
Whenever you step foot in Georgia, if I hear you're here and you don't come,
I'm a facial. I'm looking at the website. I want a facial. I want a massage. I want my eyebrows done. I need lash. I want everything.
So
everything.
Are you all collaborating? Like, is there packages that you guys put together?
That's what we're working on now, to be honest. Grand opening was like November, December. So really it's the top of the new year that everybody who's in-house is starting to settle in, you know what I mean? And find their rhythm and their hours and trying to grow their clientele. So it's a space full of specialists. And when I met with Letitia Turner, the owner, I could see her vision, which is to my point. You can't attack your life by just one way. There's so many different parts of you. You can't. You have to address your muscles. You have to address your digestion. You have to address your mind. If your spine is not straight, you literally can have issues with peeing. It could be the silliest microcosm that's off, and you can't breathe straight. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So we take things lightly until you lose it. Like, for instance, when I was in bed rest, or when I was in a back brace for 2 years. I've been an athlete my whole life. I don't know pain. Like, I have a bad knee from playing ball, and most people, especially young people, they're healthy. Huh?
What ball are we talking about?
We're talking about basketball, my friend.
Really?
Point guard.
Point guard out here?
Oh, yeah. But that's my point. Like, when you're young and you're healthy, you think that you're going to live your whole life that way. Mm-hmm. But if you're fortunate to live a long life, you're no one's leaving here unscathed. Whether it's heartbreak or you break a leg, something's going to happen to you that makes you think.
Say that.
It's gonna. I feel like I've lived a good life, but I've been through some hard knocks. And I try to be kind, but that's not how this goes here on Earth. That's just not how it goes.
It's just not how it goes.
Mm-mm.
So do you also have your own skincare line, or do you work with a specific brand?
I don't think my passion lives there as far as owning my own. Not yet. Not that it won't. If I was to get into my own line, I would start with toners. I think it's the most frequent step. I think the skin is always lacking water, just like internally we're always lacking good water. But I'm a distributor for about 4 different lines. And I consider the lines to be iconic because I have grown with them throughout the years. They've been around since like 85, right? So when I was a 5-year-old, they were building up what it means to take care of the skin. This is Dermalogica, shout out to them. This is True L, they're out in California, actually. Yeah. And Circadia. So these are just long-lasting legacy lines. And I think I'll always add to them. I use them during treatment. I use them at home. I've seen them change people's lives. I know that it's changed mine. So, but you know what I'm diving into? Matter of fact, there's another company out here in Atlanta. I need to get some Black-owned products in here too. That's all. I have a shea butter that, oh my gosh, I need your address. You see, we're sending you out a bottle. You too. Crafting beautiful creams, you know, you don't have to be, you know, part of the medical industry to still have great skin. You just need great ingredients.
Okay, cool.
Now, I heard a while ago, like a lot of the store brands, you know, have this ingredient called, and I hope I'm saying it right, acylic acid or some silic acid, and that is not good to use every single day on your skin. Anything with acid in it, you know, as a daily cleanser is not good for your skin, or is that for certain skin types?
Okay. I think your point is valid. I don't disagree, but I don't totally agree. I believe you're saying salicylic, and it can be very tricky. Yeah. Salicylic is often more commonly used for acneic skin. The theory is this particular acid, it helps to shrink the sebaceous gland. And this is a gland that pumps out oil onto the surface. Sometimes it pumps out too much. Sometimes it doesn't pump out enough. Sometimes it gets infected, hence bacteria and breakout from within, not just a pimple on top. We're talking about in the gland. Tiny, tiny little glands. Tiny. They're all over, you know, mostly on the face. Just like your sweat glands are mostly in your palm and underarm. So there's different things going on everywhere. So I wouldn't use salicylic all over, but it makes sense to use it in this area where there's a lot of oil glands. And I agree, this is the part where I agree with. You cannot use something like that every day. And so that's why it's so important to meet with a pro, whether it's me or somebody else. Because we're gonna be like, wait a minute, on a Tuesday, but not on Saturday and on Wednesday night, you know what I mean? So you can have more of a plotting out and you can train the skin. So that's a long answer to a very complicated question. You can train your skin, just like you can train your mind. You can train your muscles. But salicylic can be very useful, but you can't overuse it, right?
What about hyaluronic acid? Because I heard that that's supposed to help you retain moisture. Is that okay to use daily?
It depends. Hydration, you can't really lose, right? That's like me telling you drank too much water. There's very few medical cases that would say, please don't drink that much water, right? A good image of hyaluronic acid is the story of the ant. You know, the creepy insect, the ant. They say how an ant can like carry 10,000 times its weight. You ever see like an ant dragging a lizard, like a dead lizard in the middle of summer? Right. You're like, how is it doing this? This amazing thing. So hyaluronic acid is very similar. It, in theory, in a basic form, holds and can attract about 1,000 times. So if you were living in the heat of Cali or the dust of Arizona, yeah, see me and you're thinking right on point. You would want a hyaluronic acid to capture as much moisture out the air, in addition to hold the moisture in your own skin. And sometimes in like, for instance, not even sometimes, in my world, I like to use products that, yeah, they do use a little bit of science. God made us to create. So sometimes it's okay for us to create, is when we use our creations for evil is the issue. Right. So we can use our brilliance for good and make a hyaluronic acid hold maybe 3,000 times its weight. That would be great. So hyaluronic acid is a good idea. Always give water to the skin before you give lipid, which is oil.
Gotcha.
So people can still be dry and acneic or oily and acneic, is because the balance is not there.
So you guys just added another layer to this whole wellness thing, which is your environment. Right?
Your environment.
The environment is going to be key.
Yeah.
I'm asking all this because I'm a skincare junkie. I use the Nivea soft cream to moisturize. I use hyaluronic acid. I do use sunscreen. Black people have to use sunscreen too, y'all. Don't get it twisted. And I do use hyaluronic acid and a little vitamin C. Yeah, vitamin C.
Yes, that's what I want to hear. See, melanin, it's funny. We'll talk on it. We'll just touch it real quick. You and me are walking around with about a 13% SPF. Period. Point blank. If you want to fight about it, we can fight about it. Right? That's what the fight is all about.
I don't even know what it means. So.
Sunscreen. Let's you slather on sunscreen, but the melanin in and of itself, without sunscreen, without product, you're about 13. Meaning, if it takes me and you 20 minutes to burn, there is a burning point.
Yeah.
If I put on a sunscreen that's 50, that means 50 times my 13 minutes. So if someone's fair skin and they burn in 20 minutes, and I'm darker, I feel good. I don't have a problem until an hour, right? They have to apply their sunscreen more often, even if we both put on 30%, because it takes me longer to reach a burn point, if that makes sense. So it's kind of relative.
I've never burned, but so when I go to the beach, though, I will literally put a bunch of coconut oil or something, and I rub it on me constantly. If it absorbs too much, I just keep lathering it back on. I've set out, and I have never ever burned before.
I have seen darker skin types than you and I and Sincere burn, and again, it is the health of the skin. Is your skin even healthy to be out there having a good time? No, it was not. And then the coconut oil, and people always, poo-poo at coconut oil. No, if you get a good coconut oil, that's good. But that vitamin E that's present is also a deterrent to sun and UV damage. Vitamin E. So if you hated sunscreen and you said, I'm black and I would never use sunscreen, use vitamin C, use vitamin E. You'll be okay.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, I do vitamin C for sure all the time.
If you're using exfoliants and you're trying to do like transformation, get yourself some sunscreen.
Period.
Well, that's it.
Yeah, but I think it does have to do with that you're preconditioned already, because when I was young, I never got sunburned. I didn't think it was possible. But as I started getting older, I will get burned at the beach. You know what I'm saying? I get a little sunburn on my shoulders and stuff. It does happen.
Yeah, I've never blistered, but I have peeled. Yeah.
Yeah, I never had no blisters or nothing like that.
I just get tan.
Yeah. You're healthy.
Hey, you know what? It's funny. I posted a selfie last week on Facebook, and it was close, but I was like looking the other way, and my brother commented, he was like, "Your eyeballs are so white. You have such a healthy liver." And I'm like, that was random.
Yes.
That was random. But I didn't even think about it like that. He was like, "You have a healthy liver."
Absolutely. Yeah. Kidney and liver. Very good.
I agree with what everybody is saying in the chat, though. Vanessa is super knowledgeable about her stuff.
Yes.
She know what she's talking about. Like, I just feel like, I could trust you and just take your advice. I ain't got to do no research and get no second opinions and nothing. I just feel like, all right, what I need to be doing? Because
I
know cool. I'm tripping out here.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I've been studying for a long time. It's about 18 years, and I'm a textbook educated person, but it's experience as well.
And what's the difference between you and a dermatologist?
The biggest difference is they can prescribe and write you a script, and you can then participate in pharmaceutical. I cannot do that. Yeah.
So it's just a legal thing. But as far as the knowledge base,
well, they go to school for a lot longer, but when they come out, it's not like they spent equal hours studying again what you should eat. Right? This debate comes up all the time. Do doctors spend, like 600 hours? I don't know what it is now. Talk was it's only about X amount of hours that doctors were even taught what people should probably eat to be healthy. The rest of it is just, what is a symptom? Is it a class A or class B medicine that I should prescribe? Does it conflict with what they're currently using? You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, thank God for modern day medicine, but sometimes I think we've gone astray. Just sometimes.
I agree.
Do you think diet can also help? Because a lot of times we talk about acne, even eczema, right? And oily skin versus dry skin can cause certain things. But what about diet and psoriasis, which I don't feel like a lot of estheticians or dermatologists even, talk about a lot, but eating better to maybe combat psoriasis?
Psoriasis is tricky. My understanding with psoriasis is there's a malfunction or a dysfunction with your vitamin A. So not retinol, we're talking about the actual vitamin A and how the body synthesizes and utilizes it. A scaliness, a crustiness, like an eczema to the skin. These things take a long time to heal and self-correct, right? And this is the challenge that I think dermatologists and also estheticians, where you're fighting against the mind of a person. Because if you come to me and I meet you for the first time, and you say, okay, well, I've been battling these breakouts or this eczema. Sometimes eczema is all your life, since you were 10. Since you were 10 months, you had it. And acne is like, well, this is new. I've been going, this whole year I've been breaking out. It might take you another year to clear up, right? And so that's when I have the most pushback. People will say, well, no, I'm just going to go see my dermatologist. And I don't want to seem off-putting, but probably 9 out of 10, those people end up coming right back, or they fall to the wayside after seeing the derm, because the derm, and it's, again, we're not knocking them, we're just talking about some truths, or my experience. The products may work, the pharmaceuticals, the strong steroid, the topicals, they may work, but it's not long lasting. Sometimes it's too strong. Sometimes there's no directions even given to you. It's just, here's this paper. Is it CVS or is it Walgreens, right? So it's tricky. Yeah, I think it just takes, these things take a long time, because you're talking about the immunity in your skin. We're not talking about melanin. We're not talking about hydration. We're not talking about the components, the protein. We're talking about the immunity cell in your skin.
That psoriasis is autoimmune, right?
Pretty much. And people think they can't correct these things, but chances are you probably have to change something that's so near and dear to you that you're not willing to give up. And as soon as you do, and do it for a year and probably 2 years to clear it out your kidney, clear it out your liver, to clear it out the deep plaque that's in your intestines that's like, miles long, that's going to take time. Going to take time. So patience and great product, and, being positive.
Discipline.
Isn't that hard? That's why I still don't have my 6-pack now. Discipline.
Sugar. It's the sugar for me.
Yeah, that's my weakness. I'm not going to lie, but you guys, I started doing keto like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It works. But, doing keto, you learn how to bake without sugar. You use
my husband likes keto.
Yeah.
He likes keto. Yeah.
I love keto, and I've mastered making cookies, brownies. I've made a sugar-free cheesecake. Like,
so how do you sweeten it? Applesauce?
No. Sometimes you can use fruit, apples to sweeten.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, not apples, but bananas. But stevia. Stevia.
Well, stevia sometimes has a little taste to it, has a little like chlorophyll taste.
Not for me. For me,
you
it's
mastered
like one of the best. I mastered it, like, because it's based off of how much you use. It's a science. But yeah, I've mastered that, so I can make cakes, and I don't tell people for the most part, especially family, and they'll come over and eat it and stuff like that. I'm like, they ain't got no sugar, right?
You see?
They ain't got no sugar. They're like super shocked. And I have a nephew. He'll hit me up, Auntie, I'm having a sweet craving. Can you make me a pan of brownies real quick? And I'll come after work. I'm like, dude, tell your wife I'll send her the recipe and she can do it.
She can make it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what you bringing to Dallas, Nicely? Because now
I'm gonna look something up at my cousin's house and bring it.
Yeah, for sure. How do you pronounce your last name?
Ntabona. You have to like roll the N. I still haven't mastered it.
So is it
Ntabona.
Ntabona?
Ntabona.
So
Ntabona.
like if I'm on the phone, I'll just say Ntabona.
That's how you say it for white folks, so they could. Yeah. Ntabona.
Yeah.
So Miss Ntabona, any recommendations for menopausal conditions with skin, i.e., my skin is very dry? That's my mom's.
Yeah. Well, chances are, well, it depends on her gravity of menopause. For instance, if she's having hot flashes and it's triggering, again, remember that sudoriferous, that sweating component, through your sweat, you know, we're releasing sweat, but what is it? It's urea, it's salts, sometimes it's iron, so different stuff. So if she's feeling dry from that, those salts, so to speak, versus dryness from the gland of the sebaceous, meaning as you age, that sebaceous gland just stops producing. It's just slow to produce and the quality is not great. Even the oil that comes to the surface, it's not great quality oil, you know, like back when you were 17. So I would have to see her if you want a really good answer, even if it's just a picture. But if it's not sweating and hot flashes and she's just really dry, we probably need to increase her lipid, which is her oils. And you can do that through many different ways, even in her cleansing, you know. So she probably needs more of a creamier cleanser, not something that bubbles. She probably needs a serum, not necessarily a vitamin C, but something with a lot of fatty acids. And there's that acid word again.
Acid,
So
yeah.
have you ever heard when someone says, well, don't buy any products and when the words are like 15 letters long?
Yeah.
That's like, no, that's like tomfoolery. No, you just don't know the Latin word for that ingredient, you know?
Oh, okay.
Right. So if you were to look it up, that word might be the Latin deaf word of like, you know, chamomile or whatever. So yeah, I don't like to see a lot of ingredients either, but I know how to pick up on, oh no, that's how, right? It's just spelled in the scientific term.
Got it.
Yeah, so I would tell your mom to get more lipid, more fatty acids, things like jojoba, saffron, even grape olive oils, things like that.
She's down here from time to time. I'll make sure she pulls up on you.
Listen, it's nothing but a word, especially if it's your mom. Tell her to come right here. Yeah.
VIP, Mama Love, VIP.
Yes.
And so you guys, just a reminder, everybody hit the like button, the share button, all of that YouTube stuff. But make sure you guys are following our guest. She's at modernhue.skin.atl on Instagram. I know you got a bunch of other pages, but you know, that's the central place right there. Then you can find everything else that you like from there. Or you can visit the website at themodernhue.com.
Book your appointment.
And can you get booked through here?
Yeah, I'm really excited about the website. Thank you for mentioning it. I, you know, put a couple coins in there. You can do everything there. You can shop from there. You can book from there. You can message me from there. So yeah, I'm very obtainable. You just gotta look me up.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Do you do the Hydra facials?
I don't, but you will feel like you had one when you're done here.
Okay. I heard,
I
never had one.
No, they're amazing. They're amazing. I mean, the technology is going to be through the roof. Can you imagine what's going to be on the market in 25 years?
Right.
But again, my approach is just sustainable. Whether there's a grid, whether there's electricity, whether I got power, you could still have a great facial because it's just holistic.
And so we're doing courses and training too, right? Talk about that.
Yeah, I'm expanding it. I'm still working on the curriculum. I think we may hit the ground running in spring with more one-on-one. So let's say you are, you know, like Sincere and you're a barber and you're looking to add some more value or feature to your service, or let's say you're fresh out of aesthetic school. Again, remember I told you when I came out of school way back in the day, there was no rush and we had great, you know, we just had great support. I was ready to go. I don't think every esthetician has that now, especially since pandemic. Budgets are cut. People are still just kind of running things to run it, right? So sometimes you just need more support. Like I had an esthetician reach out. She said, Vanessa, I just don't understand chemical peels, but you need to. So we can work one-on-one. Yeah, and I think through those experiences, I'll be able to better put together a real full catalog for curriculum. And so that's the goal, to be able to have large classes, but I don't want to bite off more than I could chew. One-on-one will be good for the rest of this year.
Dope.
Do you recommend chemical peels a lot, or does it depends on a specific skin type? I've never done one of those either. I thought about it. I've never had a problem with acne or discoloration, none of that stuff ever with my skin. The most I'll get, depending on, the weather, is dry, a little dry,
Right.
but I have combination skin. But I thought about doing it because I'm like, well, I do wear makeup sometimes, and, maybe it'd be good to get that peel and that fresh,
You said it, and that's good. Listen, if you're a makeup wearer, if you're not masking and getting facials, and like you said, a chemical peel, or maybe not even a chemical peel, there's just different aspects to it. Maybe you can get an enzyme. An enzyme, imagine, again, shrinking yourself down to a molecule. An enzyme nibbles on protein, the dead keratin. So what's dead, it will just nibble it away. And therefore, you're having an exfoliation in service and also a few days after. Chemical peels, yes, they nibble away at dead skin, but they also go into the cellular cement. So if we have a brick wall, we have bricks and we have the mortar, chemical peel is going to nibble away at the mortar, enzymes are going to eat the brick. You follow me? So you don't need to have anything wrong with your skin to have either of those. You could just get a great brightening. You feel super smooth. The little spots and stains that you have, they'll come to the surface quicker. Now you're really bright. And the products that you do love, now they're going to absorb and be more effective. But when you have problems with your skin, like me, I'm still acneic to this day. If I swipe off my makeup, you'll see some hyperpigmentation here, or little spots and stains. So every season I do like to chemical peel, but I don't use anything too high, right? The browner we are, we can't just use any old chemical peel. You can, throw off your melanocyte that wants to even make the melanin if you go too deep. Yeah.
What about? Sorry, what's the difference between the chemical peel and then the microdermabrasion then? Is it the same?
They're the same in that basically there's 100 ways to skin a cat. We're going to skin the cat, but there's so many ways to do it. Microdermabrasion, typically there's a wand. There's suction through the wand. On the tip of the wand might be some diamond crystal texture, kind of like a polishing scrub. So as you pass, as it sucks, as you pull, it scrapes away. So in my world, I call it mechanical exfoliation. I'm using my own vigor and a tool, but I'm using my own vigor to get the dead skin off. Enzymes and chemical peels, no vigor, no mechanical activity. We just sit it, watch it, make sure you're okay, take it off. So that does the work for you. If you have sensitive skin, if you have acne, what would you do? Do you want mechanical, or do you want something to sit, do the work? Chances are you just want it to sit and do the work. Gotcha. If you're smooth, if you don't have any major issues, maybe just some blackheads, microderm's really good. If it's just pigmentation, microderm's really good.
I don't have blackheads. I don't even have like discoloration, but I want one.
I need you as a model.
you just want to get pampered.
I just want one. Yeah, I love
That's all it is. That's what she's saying, sincere. That's what she's really saying deep down inside.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's obvious that you're a wealth of information and knowledge, so we could be here with you all night. But we're gonna start winding this down. Is there anything that we didn't think to ask that you would like to share, whether it's about your business, anything coming up, or just some more information or whatever, anything at all?
Well, I think you guys flip the camera on y'all for a minute. This was so thorough, so delicious. You asked the right questions, and now in order for me to share the right information. So beautifully done. I don't think you missed anything at all. I just say welcome to a world of wellness, health, and beauty here. I'm located in Snellville, Georgia. I operate off of appointments only. And if you follow me, you'll be able to catch some of the specials, especially with product and combination of waxing and skincare. So consider me your esthetician, and I would love to meet you and work with anybody who's interested.
There it is.
Yeah, there y'all heard it.
There it is.
Make sure you are following at Modern Hue Skin ATL, or visit the website at modernhue.com.
Yep. But you know we can't let her go without doing
Of
things
course
the
not.
Godcast
What's
way.
this?
The God,
What?
yeah. She's like, what?
You see, I asked you what this was about. What was it all about?
Don't be scared. Don't be scared. So yeah, we're gonna end in Godcast fashion. I have 2 more questions for you. Come on.
Okay.
What does freedom and power mean to you?
Oh man, that's a good one. Freedom and power. When I was managing that company in New York, that laser company, the manager had like a business meeting, and the business exec asked the people at the table something about freedom. What is freedom? And I said, you know, I'm interested in financial freedom. And my manager looked at me like, you know, how would I even know to think that? That was one of the other reasons, right? A disparaging notion came upon her when I said financial freedom, as if I didn't deserve that. So financial freedom is important because it allows you to make decisions without being hindered. And I think that's powerful. Power is also being really comfortable with yourself, taking the time to really dig deep and figure out what your flaws and challenges and pros and cons are, and removing those blockages. And that might take a whole lifetime. So I think, you know, alignment is powerful. And when you are aligned, you can see the goal to freedom very clear, but it's work. So that's my best answer. You know, I don't think we're never done until you're laid to rest. You're not finished.
No,
It
right.
is.
You're not done until you're done.
Facts. All right, and so lastly,
one more surprise.
This is the Black Business Showcase, and you know we do this to highlight Black businesses that are out there because it's needed, and also to connect and network with people and make people aware of the businesses that are out there, so we can all support and begin to practice, you know, group economics amongst each other, so that we can build our communities and strengthen ourselves from within. And so I got to put you on the Summer Jam screen right now. And so the microphone is yours. The entire Black community is listening. What parting words would you like to leave us all with tonight?
I want us to know that we are fully capable. I want us to know that we deserve to let go of things that we're holding on to. I think our biggest challenge is knowing we've been hurt or harmed, neglected, misled, miseducated. And like a bad relationship, we're harping, we are wallowing, we are in a place of self-pity. Let us move forward out of that and find our strengths, whether it's in healing, whether it's in beautification, whether it's art, whether it's music. Find those things and use them as a vehicle to add to one another. And I think we'll pick up pace in our productivity.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Appreciate that.
Beautiful.
Definitely appreciate that. Boom, let me see. All right, so yeah, thank you, family. Everybody that tuned in with us tonight, everybody who might watch this on the replay, we appreciate you guys. Again, make sure you do all the YouTube stuff. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section. Let us know what you think. Make sure you guys follow our guests again at modernhue.skin.atl. The website is themodernhue.com. You guys can get products there if you're local or if you're coming in town at all. You know, you could book through the website, all of that good stuff.
Yeah, let's say, hey, sincere. If they say they saw this live, and you know they know you, they know yeah, 30% off. 30% off. Let's do that from from today to the 10th. 10 days to get on in.
Whoa.
Or hit me up. 30% off. And let's change your caliber. That's another thing. Change our quality of what we have in our life.
There you go. So all you got to do is mention Sincere Love the Godcast. You're going to get 30% off from now till March 10th. So tap in.
Yeah.
Tap in.
Tap
on it.
Tap in.
You know we love a deal.
Right. That part. Let me get my stuff ready over here. Boom. Am I ready? Yeah, I'm ready. Okay. And so any announcements before we go, Nicely? Anything we got to say to the folks?
Yeah.
I'm gonna remind y'all tomorrow. Yeah, I want to just remind you guys.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we're doing the virtual listening party for the new album with me and my brother DJ RP Beats right here on this channel. You guys could just pull up to the chat, and we will be bringing people onto the stage so you guys can vibe out with us, give us your feedback on the music and everything like that. So that'll be tomorrow about 8:30 p.m. We're gonna have a party, so y'all pull up, man. We'll see you guys tomorrow for that. All right, cool. And if you haven't gotten the album, by the way, www.themastersrsvp.com. You can place your order there, or you can just go to your favorite streaming site to check out the music now. Was that it?
And the album is called The Master's Table.
The Master's Table. Yeah, The Master's Table. All right. So yeah, thanks again, everybody, man. This has been another wonderful addition to the Black Business Showcase. Thank you, Vanessa, for sharing space with us. This was great. I can't wait to rewatch it and start chopping up some clips. Yep. Thank you to everybody in the chat. And so I always got to remind the family, man, we are not the master teachers. We are only the master students and signal boosters for the voices of the new Black media. And with that, we are out of here. Peace and Black love.
Most resilient, we poster children of prophecy fulfillment. We gotta be God's children.